My goal is to perform for audiences that are receptive to the kinds of messages that I have to share. Audiences who have been through painful experiences, depression, drug use, mental health, empowering kids, young girls, helping them to have more faith in themselves. And I would say that music has inspired me watching other artists who have the freedom and the courage to really be themselves and embrace who they are and what they want to express. And watching other people do that, I think maybe I can do it too. And if I can do that and be brave enough and bold enough to shine in my full potential, my full light, that maybe other people will see me and think that they can do it too.
One of the big things that I've learned that's like so simple and yet so profound, at least to me, is that whenever I make a choice, all I have to do is tune in to how I'm feeling, kind of tune into my gut, my stomach, and my heart, and feel, what does this choice feel like for me? If I'm choosing to not call my mother back because I did something I'm not proud of and I don't want to tell her, like I can feel that in my body and it doesn't feel good. And sometimes it still feels like fear when I choose to make a decision that is positive or constructive or healthy. Like I can still feel the fear, but then after I've done the thing, like calling my mom and telling her the truth, oh, the relief. And like what that feels like in my body of like, wow, I did the right thing. Or helping someone is another great example of that. When you see someone struggling to cross the street and you ignore them and you feel what that feels like in you, you kind of feel a little guilty, versus you reach out and you help the person, or you offer a smile to someone who looks like they're suffering, and the way that kind of lights you up inside. I basically just learned what, I guess I would think would be sort of an innate guidance system that we would never learn to tune out. But I think we do learn to tune out our true feelings and our gut instincts because of peer pressure or because of society and culture and what we're told to value and what we're told makes sense or is spectacular and interesting and fascinating. We want to have other people think we look good. I know I did. I really did. I wanted to be that straight A student, and I wanted to have a pretty picture, and I didn't want anybody to see what was underneath. And because of that, I ended up going through a lot of suffering that maybe if I had let someone in earlier on my path, a lot of that could have been avoided, And who's to say, because I ended up where I ended up, and I'm here to speak to you now. So I think it was worth it ultimately if I could share anything positive and helpful that somebody's going to benefit from. But man, it was hell. It was rough. So I know that's a lot of deep, heavy stuff. And I want to tell you a little bit more about music and art, and then I'll play a couple songs for you. Are we doing okay on time? Okay. So music and art. Music was always a part of the story for me. My first year of college, I signed up for this arts and humanities course. We had to do like a required creative expression course. And I got music software that was called Acid, and it was to create music on your computer. This is, 10 years ago, so things weren't quite as advanced as they are now. And I wasn't able to take that class because I was taking too many classes, had to drop it, but I kept the software, and for the rest of college, I was always late to class because I was in my room writing songs. Are there any other girls in here who write songs, by the way? Anybody write songs? Yeah, that's exciting. Anybody play guitar or piano? Nice. Cool, and are there any actresses? Nice. Very cool. Awesome. So I moved out here after college to pursue acting, and kind of ended up falling into the music industry. I had kept that a secret too, because I was sort of ashamed that I wrote songs. I tell the truth in my songs, and if I wasn't going to tell the truth in my life, I certainly didn't want anybody to hear my music, because then they'd kind of know what I was all about. But I moved out here, and music ended up being part of my healing journey as well, because people found out that I played songs. They wanted to hear them. They told me I was good. They told me to go here. They told me to go there. They told me to talk to this person, do this, do that. And I just kind of kept being baffled but saying yes, and things have progressed to now, where I have the Abercrombie placement and the ABC family and the cool producer and all this great stuff going on. But it was really a matter of just saying yes and choosing to show up for my life. So yeah, it was part of my healing journey, because playing music was scary for me. Getting up in front of people and telling my truth was scary for me. And honestly, it still is. You know, it's something I have to confront that and challenge that and be brave enough to show up and participate and be real. And it ends up being really rewarding in the end. But it was really hard for me, and so it drew me out of my shell gradually, bit by bit, to go from not even being able to play a complete song, like messing up all the chords, and not being able to remember any of the lyrics, and just, you know, feeling like a complete fool anytime I would try to share my music with people, to now where, you know, I've performed on bigger stages and all these kinds of things that I never could have imagined that I would have been able to do. So yeah, and I guess I'll just throw in a tidbit with acting. Mainly I do commercials. I play like a young mom on TV. You'll see me like driving a car with kids in the back seat. That's what I do. And I love it. It's super fun. Commercials are a blast. I'm working on getting into doing more theatrical projects now, but acting has been a really cool sort of stabilizing component for me. I was looking for a music manager, and I found an acting manager, and they wanted to send me on commercials, and that's how I ended up starting to do that. So that's been a lot of fun. But I think I'll switch over and play a couple songs for you now. Yeah? Cool. All the angels fall. Whenever I'm with you, I feel safe, I feel great. I can let my guard down. I don't have to be brave. I can take what comes my way, 'cause I've got your strength. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The extremes don't feel so unbearably real. When I'm by your side, it's a feel-good ride. You take the wheel when I can't drive. I relax, give in and cry. I'll get clean, I'll be alright. I lean on your arm, thinking heaven, 'cause you know I've been down so long. Even angels fall. I never claimed to be an angel at all. I'm really sorry I let you down. If anyone's an angel, it's you. You're still around. I feel so honored to be here, and it feels so good and heartwarming. Your house is beautiful. You are beautiful. Feel free to talk to me before I leave. I'm happy to answer any questions and be a support to you if I can. Thank you.